one concept of time wherein we have seen present value and future value, where we have appreciated what is discounted value and my dear students and my dear children, remember this present value will eventually lead to one technique called discounted cash flow technique, and that is going to talk about the rationality, the financial viability, and therefore in case of capital budgeting technique we talk about whether outflow that we are going to incur maybe today or maybe over a period of time and the inflow that we are going to sustain starting from 5th year or 2nd year or even from 20th year as the case may be. Eventually today we will take a decision what is going to be inflow in all and what is going to be outflow in all and what is the present value, and then we compare and the buzzword is we accept the project where NPV, when I use the word NPV, I refer it to net present value. The concept of net present value suggests that the present value of inflow is more than present value of outflow. Sure. When I use the word NPV, which stands for net present value, clear? Now in NPV, our focus is what we say that there is present value of inflow. There can be a single inflow, there can be multiple inflow, there can be single outflow, and there can be multiple outflow over a period of time depending on project financing. Alright. So the capital budgeting with the help of NPV suggests if the total value of net present value of inflow is more than that of outflow, then we accept the project. And therefore, the benchmark is when NPV is 0 or more than 0, that project is accepted. Clear? So why we have taken this concept of time value of money? Because its further application is towards capital expenditure. Its further application is towards capital budgeting. So if you have understood the concept of time value of money, then you don't have to worry about how difficult or how easy is going to be chapter on capital budgeting. If you remember, in the very initial class I suggested when you look at finance, it has got 3 dimensions. Number 1, investment decision. Number 2, financing one. And number 3, reward or you can say return decisions one. In the investment decision, we got 3 variables: capital budgeting, cost of capital, and capital structure. One is the investment aspect. One is the investment, including present value of the salvage at the end of the expiry of the machine. Alright. We are not talking about, repeat, we are not talking about how good is my product. I am just talking about the financial aspect. And this financial aspect start with a investment that's said to be the outflow. Alright. Then we talk about inflow, and when I say inflow, it means what? The product that we manufacture, service that we render gives us some inflow of money. Right? Now, you don't make product once for all. You keep on producing as a periodicity is there. You have a weekly schedule, monthly schedule, maybe quarterly schedule, and you keep on producing, you keep on selling, right? And you keep on receiving money. Now, money received today is more valuable than money received after 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, the case may be. So what we do? We try and calculate the present value of inflow as well as present value of outflow. This is a basic, you can say baseline in case of capital budgeting decision, to which we can also say capital expenditure decision, or we can also say capital investment decision. My dear children, my dear students, remember, here what we do, we are not getting capital. Capital means long-term sources. You should not confine to the meaning of capital to the equity share capital only, no way. Capital means all the long-term sources that are being deployed to acquire capital assets. If I use the word capital assets, means those group of assets or facilities, maybe production, maybe group of offices, maybe group of vehicles as demanded by your mandate. All right. So what we do, we are trying to plan those expenditure, and that is the domain of investment function, scope of FM. FM only three broad areas. One is investment. All right. 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 If you read between the lines, that now you use the right word, cost benefit analysis, and one more dimension is there. This is said to be social cost benefit analysis. It's called to be SCBA, social cost benefit analysis. All right. Now, a project is to be seen in two dimensions. One, financial, and second, how good it is going to help the society. Suppose you set up a distillery over here, and the waste might pollute the groundwater, as is case in case of Pali in Rajasthan, and they produce perhaps the largest, the cloth which is to be used for making this the number of bed sheet, etc. And don't go very far off. Hardly 2 kilometers away from this place, there is Sanganer, and in Sanganer, you heard the name of Sanganer print, clear? And that Sanganer print results in, I repeat, results in large quantity of polluted water to be discharged having high content of lead, chemicals, with the result, there is a river which passes through this one, and that water is totally contaminated one. Now, what is the effect of this? You have the commercial income, you have money income, but at what cost? The residents around is suffering two major diseases. One is of fluoride, which is going to weaken your bones, especially the teeth, etc. And second, because of excessive chemical, and that water is being consumed in one form or other, is going to generate a kind of, you can say, sort of cancer, or a sort of cancer too, right? So when you look at this, there is also concept of social cost benefit analysis. All right, social cost, SCBA. What is the concept of SCBA? SCBA simply suggests a project has to be good, not only in terms of financial aspect, but also in respect of well-being of the society. And that's the only concept. You heard the name of a carbon credit, you heard the name of green corridor or green energy, right? And you heard the name of environment-enabled industries. Environment-enabled industries, all right? And that's the reason that Government of India has made it very clear, you cannot set up industries somewhere in Shimla because it's going to pollute. So they are going to preserve this one. Ecology is being preserved, all right? However, that ecology is being threatened in Uttarakhand. And in Uttarakhand, what they have done, in the name of producing hydroelectricity, most of the river are in danger zone. Why we are supposed to study the time value of money? One dimension, present value, help us in better assessment of capital investment decision. On the other hand, the future value of money help us in understanding which of the investments will be suitable to us if I invest today with a given set of risk and return. So all the mutual funds, right? All FDs, all RDs. RD mean recurring deposits. All right. RD, I said RD, and don't listen. It's not RDX. It's only RD. There are three basic concepts. One, the concept of time value of money. By having done this, we have learned two things. A, the intricacy of capital investment decisions, capital expenditure decisions, or capital assets procurement decision, all are said to be long term. And such decisions have only two attributes. One, they are irreversible, almost irreversible. Every day you don't buy plant and machinery, every day you don't buy building, every day you don't build factories, all right? And number two, the benefits of right capital investment will place you perhaps ahead of others. Ahead of others. Yesterday I was looking at one Tesla car. A video has come to us. Now in that Tesla car, no engine either side. It is just driven by solar, and 100 kilometers it touched in just 3.5 seconds only. 2 seconds? Maybe you got better version. Mine is the old one. In just 3.5 seconds touch 100 kilometers, and it has got 4-dimension cameras. And the cost is something beyond imagination's one. This is what power of technology. Clear? All right, come on. So the second aspect that we have appreciated, because the first dimension happens to be investment. And here, the chapter to be covered with the foundation of time value is A, capital structure, B, capital budgeting, and C, cost of capital. So this is the part of your focus. If I say what FM is all about, FM is all about for 3 dimensions. One, investment. Right, in the investment we talk about capital investment, capital structure, and cost of capital. These are the main. And along with that, yes, along with that, you can say the byproduct. The byproduct is going to be leverage. Is going to be leverage. And in the leverage, we talk about operating and financial leverage. All right. Then there is indifference curve of EBIT and EPS. But my problem is I need a lot of time to teach this paper, because this paper cannot be taught in 20 hours, 30 hours, all these things. By 20, 30 hours, we are just getting to understand, right? Anyway, come on. Second aspect of FM is financing. And herein, what we talk about? Nothing but current assets and current liabilities. So the finance exposure of financing decisions are going to be working capital management. Clear? And working capital management, we talk about financing of working capital. Financing of working capital. Now that financing of working capital has sub-components as well. So what we talk about? We talk about A, management of account receivables, management of inventory, and management of cash as a part of managing current assets. All right. So here we argue. In financing decision, we talk about 1, 2, 3. First is going to be managing your inventory, managing your account receivables, and managing your cash. Clear? Account receivables is said to be, you can say, a decisions called credit policy. Credit policy, all right? I'm not talking about the credit policy of India. I'm talking about credit policy of the firm. And this credit policy of the firm has further subpart. Decision regarding time. Shall we give credit for 10 days or 20 days? Right? Second dimension is going to be the impact of discount, say cash discount. That is, if we offer some cash discount, will we able to get payment fast or faster? And to get payment fast and faster, what is the cost attached to this decision? All right? And third, of course, we try and talk about the impact of collection efforts. Impact of collection efforts. All right? The other dimension of your impact of collection efforts. The other dimension is of management of inventory. In the management of inventory, Of course, you would have done some part of it, maybe in Manico, if I'm not wrong, or maybe strat something where. Anyway, we talk about a EOQ model, first part. We talk about the order and reorder level. Then we come across ABC analysis. We talk about XYZ analysis. We talk about VED, VED analysis one. नहीं करा? ओहो. किसने कहा था महाजन, वो महाजन की कीजिए कॉलेज में जाओ तुम, लालचंद क्या, कौन महाजन है? मेहरचंद. क्या मेहरचंद तो मुझे कम सुने थे, वो घेवरचंद सुने देता है मेरे को. And if you are from Rajasthan, you love to enjoy Gevar. All right? Yeah. Now. कौन से बेटा? कैश वाला जो है, एक से टाइम पॉलिसी पीरियड, कैश इज अ कलेक्शन एफर्ट. सो दोनों में नहीं. एक The first is the time. Time means liberal credit policy or stringent credit policy. Liberal credit policy means you give 30 days, 40 days, 50 days. That means you provide more time. And remember, every decision that you take or you make or you don't make has a cost. All right? Suppose you give credit from 20 to 30 days. That means you will be getting back your money after 30 days instead of 20 days. So for those additional 10 days, you need to finance given level of operation, or in simple words, you have to have additional working capital for this next 10 days because you have given liberal credit. Number two, impact of cash discount. What I'm trying to say, this cash discount suggests in order to have the prompt payment, we offer cash discount. One term that we used, I think Austin will wear me out, the term that we use, 210 net 30. Other day, we use the term 210 net 30. That means pay within 10 days and get 2% cash discount. Else, pay 100% in 30 days. So what are you going to do? Animesh, we are just trying to find out if you offer cash discount, will it help us in realizing payment fast and faster, or cost is too high, therefore we decide not to give any cash discount. Right? The third dimension is impact of collection efforts. Impact of collection efforts. This impact of collection efforts simply suggests, shall we engage outside agency to realize our receivables from debtors, or they will do of their own. So here we invoke the concept of factoring. So we talk about a collection efforts, and herein shall we collect ourselves only, or do we deploy some agencies called factor or factoring. Factoring is different from forfeiting. Clear? What is for? सब बताएंगे आराम से चित. हाँ बेटा. Yeah. Thank you. You have a questions. Good. It is music to my ear. Nipur has a lot of questions. Lovely. Please ask.
When we provide the cash discounts for our credit facilities, so sir, do we compromise on our revenues as well, because it will somewhere or the other cut our revenue?
Nipun, there are two options. Get 100 rupees after 30 days, or get 98 rupees today. What will you prefer?
90.
This two is what? Discount? Am I clear? Right? And if you...
It is like securing that you will be getting.
No, it's not. It is prompt payment, not instant, prompt payment. Payment to be expedited. Others, see, we are in a cyclical motions, and there is concept of operating cycle. So unless you have money, you can't have raw material. Unless you got money, you cannot go for work in process. Unless you got money, that work in process cannot finish goods. Unless you have money, it cannot be finished goods or sales. And unless sales is there, you can't get back your money. Right? That's the concept of work in process. All right? So this is what, yeah.
So the purpose of discount, cash discount is कि जितना भी जो the credit you have given, the amount should not affect the operation, so that
Rather, the amount should facilitate operations.
हाँ, इसीलिए जल्दी से
Right? Yes, Sridhar Raju?
Sir, investments, general investment, when you go to a pitching of investment to an investors, what do they look at the turnover of our,
Who is your investor?
it's a hypothetical situation.
No, make it real situation. Who is your investor? Are you, see, one second. Sridhar Raju, if you are trying to get mix, Bhelpudi with Dahi Bada, both won't go together. Alright. If you're looking at investment from the point of securities market, right, maybe investment in shares and debentures, buying, etc., then things are different one. Here the concept of investment from the point of an organization or from the point of company wherein we try to procure long-term assets, primarily referred as buying machine or equipments, clear, which helps in generation of revenue, right? See, what is machine? If I define a machine is what? Nothing more than a conversion agent. It converts. You put a raw material and you get a shape that you desire outside. This is what? Nothing but a conversion agent only. But why you have? Because that is what is being sellable in the market. Here the investment function of FM is to provide, procure, purchase those capital goods which will help us in generation of revenue. Here, capital investment is not buying shares in securities, making investment in company through their financial assets. No way. Here, company is going to procure assets. Which assets? Plant, machinery, building, right? Equipments, vehicles, tools, and number. All right?
Actually, my question is a bit different.
Right.
If I open up my own business and I want some investment from an investor, I go to him and I pitch him. What will investor look at, my margins or my turnover? Because if he look at
Right. Sridhar Raju, before that, you look at your creditworthiness. Margin is something different. Profit is something different, right? First and foremost factor that will strike in your favor or against you is creditworthiness. What is creditworthiness? That is your past records. Suppose today, for example, I go and get housing loan. Understand this one. Bank people says, please get me your bank statement for last 6 months or for last 1 year. So they can see inflow, they can see outflow, and once they're convinced, then they go for what? They go for your credit score, CIBIL. And if your CIBIL is more than this, you're welcome. And therefore, my dear children, my dear students, remember, never ever default on any of the payment that you've done out of credit card. Better you don't have credit card. Nothing wrong. Heaven will not fall. But most of you have a credit card to impress someone that I don't know why and whom. Right? Remember, nothing comes free in the life. You have taken money, you have taken goods on credit card and you have to pay. And now, don't pay, no problem, but next time you won't get any loan from anyone. Because your CIBIL is bad.
You just now said that there is this two-tank net equity policy. Isn't it every when we have a money in the future, it has a current present value, right? So let's say that if I am going to get 100 rupees in the future and its present value is 98. So giving the discount of 2%, which is same as this, doesn't this mean the company will not lose anything?
It's not like this. It is not like this. See, I can't wait. Repeat, I can't wait for 100 days to get my payment back. Clear? I need money so that my rotation and circulations are not disturbed. Here I'm not using the concept of time value. No, I'm not. I'm using the concept of commercial convenience. If I offer 2% discount, 3% discount, 0.5% discount, if that helps you to make payment fast, that's good enough.
Time value of money is always present.
Time value of money is not to be taken for day-to-day operations, one. Clear? Every day you don't take into consideration time value of money. It is taken periodical one. What is going to happen after 1 year?
It's not like what I'm saying is after 30 days if I am getting 100 rupees or after 10 days if I am getting 98 rupees, even take the same.
Do you think your 98 will become 100 after 30 days?
That would depend
No.
on the rate.
If you have that kind of investment program, give me. Give me.
It depends on the rate of interest.
No, it's not that. It's not that. See, eventually, this multiplication is not overnight. You multiply money only with factor called time. More the time, more multiplication is there. And remember, yes, one more thing that you should learn, my dear student, my dear children, power of compounding.
Yes.
Dear students, you must learn, remember, practice the power of compounding. Clear? And again, it's a part of your time value of money only. And the power of compounding will make to read your investment between the lines. All right? Chaliye, we'll move on. So, in the second aspect of inventory, in the inventory we talk of EOQ, we talk of reorder level, we talk about what we can say A, B, C, X, Y, Z, V, E, D analysis. Because remember, WED, right? Yeah, X, Y, Z, WED, A, B, we'll go for it. Remember, in a market which is short of supply, inventory is a premium. A market which is surplus supply, inventory is a curse. Now it gives two manifestations. Number one, and you get the answer. Yes, IP, tell me. When do you have, repeat, when do you have the best of woolen garment sale? At the end of the winter season or at the peak of winter season? Sure? Right. So IP, correct yourself. You have woolen garment sale only at the peak of winter, because Indian consumers are more of let 26 January comes. No, it's not impulsive.
Yes.
They are valuable. They are valued buyers. We are not impulsive buyers. Trust me. The buyer of my generation are not impulsive buyer. You are impulsive buyer. You are millennial buyer, having no patience. Right? What do you say? If I don't buy today, then I'll become out of league. I'll become out of fashion. In our case, we buy only when there is value of money. Clear? So, let 26 January comes. और कब होता है बेटा पीक? सर्दी, कड़क सर्दी से 26 जनवरी, हाँ, क्रिसमस के आसपास तो सर्दी शुरू होती है. In India, what we do? दीपावली पे तो लोग कुर्ते पजामे पहन के घूमते रहते हैं, right? 2 months, December, or okay, next time when sales comes, if I correct myself, you'll have the big garment sale on 25th of December at the time of Christmas as well. Because ours is what? Let 26 January come. What is sardi to gayi ab? Technically, the meteorology department say the winter will be off somewhere in the after Holi. Clear? But we being buyers, 26 January आते आते तो छोड़ो तो गई सर्दी बाद में करेंगे आप लोग, right? Now, what I'm trying to say, why do you sell woolen garment at the peak of winter? Because it has a cost. A finished product has to be carried for next season. Am I right? It will occupy space, so you have to pay the rent for the space, right? अब गणेश जी महाराज का जो वाहन है चूहा, उसे कृपा हो गई, it will make a new design of your finished product. Am I clear? And you have to carry your investment as illiquid for next 5, 6, 7, 8 months. So what do? Clear the stock, right? And that's the only reason you have the best of woolen garments only at the peak of winter. To clear some stock which are not moving. All right. Yeah. Now another, and that's the reason. Justify. Remember, justify. You buy the vegetables after 8 to 9 p.m. from the vendor, he'll give you throwaway price. Le jao yaar, le jao yaar. And that's the reason I see a good health of my children over here. What if, see, is this not your case? This case goes with almost all the hostel mess, etc., etc. And all the roadside dhaba. 20 रुपए में खाना और 30 रुपए में खाना, अरे दोगे कैसे आप? This is the only reason. So two things you remember always in the life: never compromise on your living and on your food. इसमें कभी compromise मत करना. गाड़ी छोटी हो जाए, ठीक है, दाढ़ी बड़ी हो जाए, उसकी चिंता मत करना. But never compromise on your food and on your living. Live life the way you desire. All right? No point compromising. People live into very shabby conditions to save money. What will you do by saving this money? In any case, money that you save will not make you to compete with Ambani or Adani. So why you have this tension? Right? Come on. So, the third aspect is of cash. Here we talk about cash management system, maybe logbox, maybe concentration banking, and will surely appreciate motives of cash or liquidity. Motives of cash or liquidity. The third aspect of FM is your reward decision. Reward. In the reward, we talk of three things. One, dividend decision or dividend policy. Dividend decision or dividend policy. This is first part. The second part is going to be, you can say, the management of profit. Dividend, or you can say management of profit. All right? And third, rewarding the investor by virtue of bonus or right shares. By virtue of bonus and right share. So this is going to be a part of your third dimension. First, investment. Second, financing. And third, this. All right? And therefore, we started with the concept of time. Then we moved to appreciate the concept of risk and return that we have seen yesterday. Risk is invariably built in all decisions that we take. All right?